Ah, message. It's a video. James from James. Oh, cool. What's a waifu?
起きてってばおはよう
What the hell is that?
今日雨が降るかもしれないから傘持って行って急がないと遅刻しちゃうよ
Well, that's got its uses.
ね
It texts you. Programmed holographic anime girls with abandonment issues. Okay, now that's cool. What?
おかえりなさい
なんかさ、家で誰かが待ってるっていいもんだな。
No one's home! It's a hologram! Oh, good God, Japan. What? I don't want to be on this planet anymore. I'm going to take this into the other room. Afternoon, everybody. Silbot here. Back. Well, I'm back, but I'm here to talk about Waifu. I was sent a video by a friend of mine, Lord Redbat, and he's been a long-time follower of mine on YouTube, and we talk quite a bit over Facebook and Messenger and things like that. And he sent me a video on Waifu. Now, it's this interactive AI, kind of like a house butler without the stiff British accent. But, and it controls all the electronics in the house. It's kind of like an all-in-one timer switch that talks to you. And you know what? Japan is not the only country that's developing these. I know Amazon is doing one, and I know Google is doing one, and I think Amazon's working on one as well. These home interactive kits that, pretty much help run the house for you. But because it's Japan, they had to make it weird! And now you have cute little anime girls with abandonment issues who tell you they love you, who, text you in the middle of the day asking you to come home early? What in the blue fuck's that about? It's a holographic AI! It's a friggin' robot! Why do you want it texting you saying it misses you? Why did it? Oh my God. Now, I have to say, and I will admit, there is a really techie part of me that really likes the idea of these home robots. I really like the idea of being able to, just walk in the door and say something to call it. Prowl! I want the coffee on, turn the oven on, switch the speakers on to low, start running me a bath, find me, get me, call up the internet, there's it is, on the Xbox. Now, I want my quadriplegic dwarf lesbian porn, put it on speaker volume 69 and find me my fleshlight. What? 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 I need a new house. Good God. Anyway. Okay, not the last bit, but you get the general gist. I really like the idea of that, but why does it have to be acting as if it's a real person? And because these anime girls are so often over-sexualized by the Japanese and by Western audiences as well, I'm not going to turn around and say that it's only Japanese that fucking masturbate over these anime girls, because it's bloody not. There's a reason why there is a whole subdivision of Japanese animation that deals with nothing but sex. And I don't care if I sound judgmental, but it's fucking weird! It's a bloody cartoon! And please don't start ranting in the comments about, oh, it's anime, it's not a cartoon. Right, 2017, I saw something a few weeks back, just before Christmas, about how in 2017 we're going to start getting the first sex robots. Sex robots. You know, the ones that, well, no, they don't look real, and they don't feel real, and they don't act real, but they're a close enough approximation of a hot chick that you can stick your dick into. And we are starting to enter this age of where we prefer something fake to something real. And I know that the geek culture and geek society is notorious for its women don't like me because I'm a geek. Hell, I did a shouting video 4 years ago about it. And if anything, it's only getting worse. The entitlements coming about and the instant gratification generation that is growing up now. The people that are in their 18, 19, 20s, early 20s. The ones that who have got everything straight away when it comes to, it's all on social media, it's all on YouTube, it's all on Twitter, it's all on Facebook. You know, they don't have to work at anything. They can just plug a game into the Xbox and there we go, they can go off straight away. This instant gratification that is coming with this entitlement of, well, you know, I don't want to go through all the hassle of finding a relationship. My girlfriend was telling me that the generation that's coming out now are having fewer and fewer relationships, actual relationships. They're preferring to stay single because they don't have to get themselves involved with people. Because they can do it all online, because they get all the gratification online. So, and coupled with this we're seeing these, let's face it, fucking Blade Runners coming to life. And never mind George Orwell's 1984 happening, we're getting fucking Blade Runner. With these sex robots. Sex robots? Why would you want to put your dick in a robot? It's not real. And this goes beyond any kind of masturbatory toy. This is something that looks like a person. And the worst part is, I know these things are going to catch on because there is enough people who are entitled out there who still have this idea that they are somehow entitled to having a relationship because they're nice. No. You know what? I could go into 45 minutes again about the nice guy rant. I'm not doing that. If you want to see my opinion on nice guys, go back and look at a video that I did about 4 years ago. But this is going to happen. These things are going to become more prevalent. And whilst, you know, I will admit, I would like one of those AI butler things. Why would you want it to be that real? You know, why is it that you would rather, instead of going out and actually finding a partner, because let's face it, I'm sorry guys, but these kind of things, they are going to be aimed almost exclusively at our penises. You know, you can have all the loving tenderness that comes from having a partner. There'll be a housewife, they will be a cook, a cleaner, a seamstress, all this without having any of the actual commitment or work that goes into it. You know, now we're getting sex robots that might talk dirty to you. How long before these robots start becoming more and more realistic? And then you start programming with the programs that you want. What happens when they can program in actual personalities? Want it to be sultry? It can be sultry. Want it to be demure? It can be demure. Want it to be completely meek and and never talks back to you. It can be completely meek and never talks back to you. That's where we're heading. In our lifetime, I mean, I'm 35. In my lifetime, I will see actual robot butlers. It's worrying. And Japan of all places, should not be promoting these kind of human AI relationships because Japan's population is frigging stagnant. If anything, it's in decline because their birth rates are not in line with their death rates. You've got whole generations of people, not just in Japan, who are growing up leading these single, online presence-only lives. Couple that with the entitlement of so many young men who think that, they're entitled to sex, they're entitled to relationships without actually having to have anything that resembles them to be attractive. And I know that it's been said to me before that it's all right for me. You don't have any problems with the women. Thank you. Yes, I bloody do, because anybody who knows me can tell you what my track history when it comes to relationships is like. Jamie, stop laughing. So, yes, I'm in a relationship now. I'm very happy with her. She's wonderful. I've known her for 4.5 years. So, and I'm happy in it. And yes, I'm in a relationship. But even if I wasn't, I don't think I'm going to get to the point where I want to fantasize about banging an anime chick. If we're going to go down the route of technology of artificial intelligence, and we are, and I'm going to go back and quote Ian Malcolm here, we're so preoccupied about whether we could that we don't stop to think about whether we should. We're going to do this. Whether we like it or not. This is going to happen. But can someone please stop the train so I can get the fuck off it when we get to the point where we're making slaves out of anime girls who pretty much universally all look the frigging same. 15. Having AI, having severely programmable computers, that's one thing. But do we have to make them so human? Well, they're not human yet. They're not, let's face it. You can't confuse an anime girl, no matter how good you think she looks, as anything other than a fucking cartoon. When are we're getting to the point, if we're going to have AI, that's going to happen. We already have AI in planes, on boats, in military vehicles. We have artificial intelligence in our fucking cars. It's not real AI. It's not Data from Star Trek. I know that. It's not X from Mega Man. Right? They're not real AI. But they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. As I put a video up last year, in this very room, about mechs. They're piloted mechs. How long before they're controlled by a machine? At what point are we going to draw the line? And with any kind of understanding of the human race, you will know that if we make this happen, people are going to buy it. People are going to take it. And again, I'm going to be sexist and I'm going to say it's going to be mostly men. But if we end up down that route, and we will, because technology is getting better and better and better, whether it takes a decade, 2 decades, or 5 decades, the technology is going to get better and better and better and better until you can walk into a shop, probably fucking Amazon, and go, I want a 6'2" blonde with bronze flesh tone skin, 36 double D boobs, a size 18 waist, and a bum that'll make Beyonce jealous. And have a 5'10". Yes, sir, she'll be delivered in 3 to 6 weeks. Please fill out this questionnaire as to what kind of personality traits you want. When you can make program, and we're already seeing this because you can, these artificial butlers will probably come with multiple settings. What kind of voices do you want them to have? What kind of accents? What kind of image do you want displayed on your artificial butler? what does it say about us as a species when we are starting to make things to replace us? And I'm not talking replace us in industry. I'm not talking about, replacing workers in cotton factories with actual machines that speed up the process. I'm talking about replacing humans in personal, social interactions. That kind of thing is fucking terrifying. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that it's now 50 years from now. We're all 50 years from now, and people can, for however much of the information, because let's face it, Amazon might bring it out first, and it'll be ludicrously expensive, but the frigging Chinese will make up the knockoffs pretty fucking damn quick. How can you, and I'm asking everybody, including myself there, how can you compete with a robot? How can you compete with a robot? Let's just, for argument's sake, say that somebody likes the way I look. They think I'm good looking. But you know what? I want it to be broader in the shoulder, a little bit flatter around the belly, get rid of that tyre. Well, no, I don't have a tyre down there. But give him more definition, like he's been to the gym. Because I swim, I don't go to the bloody gym. He's good on the sax, but I really want him to play the drums. He can play the drums. He needs shorter hair. He needs to be less opinionated. He needs to be less versed in certain subjects and more versed in the things that I like shoes. I know I'm being very generic there. Certainly, we can do that. How, as a species, every human being has flaws. We all have things we don't like about ourselves, and we all have things that other people don't like about us. How far can we go where we can program our perfect partner? Which won't be our perfect partner, because 99.9999999% of human beings don't have a bloody clue what they want in life. They think they have this perfect idea. You don't. You don't. Is my partner flawless? Absolutely not, she's not. Am I flawless? Not even close. But the thing that makes human interactions and relationships so good and so powerful and so right in so many ways is that you are with someone and their flaws and the things that make them good. Granted, if you watch Jeremy Kyle enough, it'll make you lose complete faith in humanity, but hey ho! I freely admit the idea of how far we can take AI, how realistic we can make these things, quite scary. And what happens when we actually give them life? What happens when we program them to live? What happens that in some way, shape or form or another, they have every characteristic of life? Or do we rewrite the characteristics that give organisms life to fit that standard of living? What happens when we do make a computer that can think for itself? Do we get iRobot? Which ultimately was only following the directives of Asimov's laws? Do we change Asimov's laws of robotics? Or do we end up in the Matrix? Who knows? And I realise there I'm being quite conspiracy theorist, I know. But how far can we take this? How far does it have to go before somebody holds their hands up and says, what the fuck are we doing? When you can program and design the perfect aesthetics for your partners. How can anyone compete with that? Whilst I certainly, as I said earlier on, whilst I certainly do really like the idea of the geeky side of me and the techie side of me really likes the idea of an AI robot. But I don't want that robot to look human. I don't want it to interact with me in a human way. And I sure as hell don't want to give the damn things life. God creates man, man destroys God, man creates robots. 2 Jurassic paraphrases in one. Well, one's a quote, the other one's a paraphrase in a video. Oh. That waifu? That's creepy. Whichever way you dress it up, that's creepy. And I know there are some people who are going to vehemently disagree on this, who are going to think that the idea of having a cute little anime girl that tells them that it loves them, and that it misses them, and that it wants them to come home early, that's going to be super attractive. But to those people, I say, if that's actually what you want, and don't just think it'd be a pretty cool, nifty toy to have, if you actually want that, you need to take a damn good hard look at your life and who you are as a person. Because that is not normal. And I'm very liberal. I'm very liberal. Anyway, I could go into a whole spiel of this, but I didn't actually want this video to run to 20 minutes. But yeah, this is only the start. You know, I do believe that this is only the start. These things are going to get more advanced and more lifelike. You know, sex robots at the moment, they look Western. Well, they look human. Let's design them to look like anime chicks. You ever seen real life anime chicks? They look weird. I do wonder, where are we going as a race, as a species, as a people? When our technology grows, yeah, great, you know what, technology, it's done everything for us. Technology got us to the moon. Technology and the way we live today allows things like vegans to carry on. Because I'm sorry, but your bloody tofu doesn't grow in the west of Ireland. You know, technology has allowed us to cure illnesses. It's also helped us to create more. But you take the good with the bad. But AI robotics, home butlers that have abandonment issues, that's creepy as fuck.